can you introduce yourself? Sino ba si Mr. Taylor Browne para makilala ka naman ng mga fans?
My name is Taylor Browne. I am born and raised in Vancouver, British Columbia. It's in Canada. I am 24 years old. I just graduated from the University of British Columbia. Just a little bit of background history, basketball history. I played at a high school called Holy Cross High School, which is in Surrey. I played from my eighth grade to the 12th grade for all my high school years. I ended up, so my history at Holy Cross was that I played on the varsity basketball team in the 9th grade to the 12th grade. I averaged, in my senior year, I averaged 31 points per game there. I ended up being what's called the all-time leading scorer at my high school. Broke a couple of records there. I scored 58 points in one game, so I've done a pretty good job out of Holy Cross. And now I became the first professional player to come out of Holy Cross. So that's from my high school. So moving on to university, I went to the University of British Columbia. I did all my 4 years, but I was there for 5 years. I graduated with a bachelor's in sociology. And then after that, I had my talents here in the Philippines, and now I'm here in the Philippines.
So how did you come up with the decision to join PBA?
So the PBA was always something that I thought about in my 11th grade of high school. My family friend Tito Luis, he always told me and my family that the PBA could be an option for professional after university because they didn't know what my plans were and what my goals were. But he knew that I was Filipino. So in saying that, he helped us get my dual citizenship when I was 17 years old, just in case I needed it for the future. Like we didn't know what my path would be like. It was just kind of like it was something to do just in case. You know what I mean? And obviously now thinking that moment for happening. But so throughout high school, so actually in the 12th grade, in my 12th grade, when I committed to play at UBC already, I got invited to play in a scrimmage at a Filipino basketball scrimmage for the Filipino guys in high school, and some of them are in college. And it was because the recruiters of San Beda were there. So Benji Paras and Boss Jude, they came to recruiting. And I played in that scrimmage. I was 17 at the time. I played in that scrimmage, and I did really well. I was a standout there. They ended up talking to me after saying, hey, would you like to come, have you considered playing in the Philippines? I told them that I wanted to play in the PBA, but they're like, oh, did you want to come play for college? Because we are recruiters from the school, San Beda. So before, actually, well, I already knew I was going to Holy Cross. I'm sorry, to UBC. But, it was always in the back of my mind, okay, there could be an option to go play college ball in the Philippines. And I know that San Beda was a very, very big school and a very successful basketball team because I know that they play in this NCAA. So after already going to UBC, in my second year at UBC, I went to a Las Vegas training camp with San Beda. Boss Jude actually asked me, like, hey, are you still considering going to the Philippines? I told him, I'm not too sure yet. I really like to have here. I really want to get an education here. But then he invited me, and I just went to go see because I wanted to get a taste of what what's it called? What Filipino basketball was like, So I went to go play there. I ended up meeting guys like Ben Adamos, who I got drafted with. I met Calvin Alcana. I met JV Mocon. I met Robert Bolick, Clint Dominguez, and all those guys. So I did that. It was fun. It was a good experience, but I still didn't feel like I wanted to go yet. You know what I mean? So I wanted to make sure that I got my education because my parents wanted to make sure that I got my degree from a good school in Canada because, you always need a fallback option. Because I'm from Canada, I'm born there. So, I wanted some credentials that could help me stay in Canada. Because if I took everything and just moved to the Philippines, it would be a huge transition, and there wasn't too many fallback options. Like in worst case scenario, I don't want to be stuck in the the Philippines, if I want to go back home. So finished my UBC career, and then from there, uh, since my last year of eligibility was during COVID, it got canceled. So I was already going to graduate from school in December, which was 2020 December. It just made perfect sense for me to go because there's no D-League requirement. So the draft got postponed from December to March. So since I was graduating in December, it felt like it was the right move to kind of go to the PBA now, because I was kind of done with what I had, all my goals at UBC. You know what I mean? So yeah, so now that's kind of what led me here, and it's always been a thing since I was young, but not so much until my last year at university.
Nung narinig nyo yung pangalan nyo as the 17th overall pick, what comes to your mind?
It's actually the 16th. So being the 16th overall pick, what does it feel like? Hello?
Yes.
Okay. I just gotta make sure my Tagalog, my understanding of Tagalog is correct. Yeah, it feels great. You know, being a pick, regardless of where it is an amazing accomplishment. I just know that, you know, being in the top 24 is an even bigger accomplishment for me, and I'm just grateful for the fact that I was chosen 16th overall out of all of the great, you know, draftees that there were. It's nice knowing that Coach Jeff has the trust and the faith in me to perform and to produce. Being picked as early as 16, even though, you know, I haven't played here in the Philippines physically. So, you know, it's very humbling, and I'm very, very grateful for this opportunity. I just thank God and my family and everyone who supports me that, you know, they've been on this long journey with me, and I know my potential, and I know that getting picked 16, it will show in my game, and you know, I know that all the hard work I put in came to that moment. So.